ago, I was 220 pounds. I was chubby, soft-spoken, and lacked any shred of confidence. I wore oversized hoodies even in the middle of summer just to hide my body. But I thought I was the luckiest guy alive because I had Chloe. Chloe was gorgeous, the kind of girl who turned heads the second she walked into a room. We had been dating for 2 years. I worshipped the ground she walked on. I spent my meager savings buying her the gifts she wanted, drove her across the city at 3 a.m. if she had a craving, and constantly put up with her passive-aggressive jabs about my weight. Leo, maybe don't order the fries today. Leo, you should wear black, it's more slimming. I laughed it off because I thought she just cared about my health. Then came her 22nd birthday party. She had invited all her glamorous college friends, her sorority sisters, and a few good-looking guys from her marketing classes. I spent the whole evening serving drinks, cleaning up trash, and trying to be the perfect boyfriend. Toward the end of the night, I went to the upstairs bathroom. On my way down, I heard laughing from the kitchen. It was Chloe and 2 of her friends. So, Chloe, one of her friends giggled, when are you going to introduce your boyfriend to everyone? He's been acting like the caterer all night. I paused on the stairs, my heart skipping a beat. Chloe let out a loud, embarrassed groan. Ugh, don't remind me. Honestly, it's getting embarrassing to introduce him as my boyfriend. Have you seen him next to me? He looks like a melted marshmallow. I'm actually disgusted when he tries to hold my hand in public. I'm only staying with him until graduation because he pays for my Uber Eats and does my laundry. The kitchen erupted into laughter. I stood on the stairs, feeling like the air had been violently kicked out of my lungs. The girl I loved, the girl I was planning a future with, was literally disgusted by my existence. I didn't make a scene. I walked down, grabbed my jacket, and left the house. The next morning, she sent me a text, I think we should break up. You're just not a good fit for my lifestyle anymore. Good luck. No apology, no explanation, just thrown away like yesterday's trash. For the first 2 weeks, I was a wreck. I stared at the mirror and hated everything I saw. But then, the sadness turned into something else. It turned into a cold, hard, unshakable rage. I didn't want to get mad. I wanted to get better. I completely vanished from social media. I blocked Chloe and all her friends. I joined a local boxing gym. The first 3 months were absolute hell. Every time I wanted to quit, every time my muscles screamed, and every time I wanted to order a pizza, I just replayed her voice in my head. He looks like a melted marshmallow. I'm disgusted by him. I started cooking my own clean meals. I lifted weights 5 days a week. I started taking care of my skin, got a sharp haircut, and traded my baggy hoodies for clothes that actually fit. Over the next 2 years, the fat melted away, replaced by hard, lean muscle. I went from 220 pounds of insecurity to 175 pounds of pure confidence. I didn't just transform my body, I transformed my mind. I got a promotion at work, started carrying myself with authority, and realized my own worth. The universe loves irony, because exactly 6 months ago, my company hosted a massive corporate charity gala. I was now one of the senior project managers, and I spent weeks getting ready. I tailored a sharp, dark navy 3-piece suit. When I looked in the mirror that night, I didn't even recognize the guy looking back. Broad shoulders, sharp jawline, posture perfectly straight. I was standing near the VIP lounge, sipping a glass of champagne and talking to our regional directors, when I felt a pair of eyes on me. I turned around. Standing near the catering table, wearing a cocktail dress, was Chloe. She was working as a junior event coordinator for the catering company we hired. She looked exactly the same, but her eyes were wide, staring at me like she had just seen a ghost. I excused myself from my directors and walked slowly toward her. Every step felt like a victory. Chloe, I said, making my voice smooth and casual. Wow, long time no see, she gasped, dropping her clipboard onto the table. Leo, oh my God, Leo, is that really you? Her eyes scanned my body, up and down, full of a mix of shock, confusion, and sudden, intense attraction. She actually blushed. You look incredible. Wow, I almost didn't recognize you. Thanks, I smiled, keeping my tone completely neutral, almost bored. Healthy lifestyle changes. I tried texting you a year ago, but you had me blocked, she said, stepping closer, her voice dropping into that familiar, flirty tone she used to use when she wanted me to buy her something. I missed you, Leo. Honestly, I always thought about how badly we ended things. I was just in a bad place back then. You look so successful now. Are you here alone? She reached out, her fingers gently touching my forearm, expecting me to melt just like I used to. This was the moment. The old me would have forgiven her in a heartbeat just for a smile. But the new me felt absolutely nothing. No anger, no love, just total indifference. And indifference is the ultimate weapon. I gently, but firmly, stepped back, pulling my arm out of her reach. I'm not alone, actually, I said, offering a polite, distant smile. Just then, my girlfriend, Elena, walked up. Elena is a corporate lawyer, brilliant, stunning, and someone who loved me for exactly who I was from the moment we met. She slipped her hand into mine. "Everything okay, babe?" Elena asked, looking at Chloe. "Yeah, just catching up with an old acquaintance," I said to Elena. I turned my gaze back to Chloe. Her face had gone completely pale, her eyes darting between our joined hands and my expensive watch. "It was nice seeing you, Chloe," I said, my voice dripping with effortless confidence. "Good luck with the catering tonight. The appetizers are great." I didn't wait for her response. I turned my back on her and walked away with Elena, never looking back. From what a mutual friend told me later, Chloe spent the rest of the night crying in the employee restroom. She realized she hadn't just dumped a chubby guy, she had thrown away the one person who would have given her the world, all because of her own shallow arrogance. They say living well is the best revenge, but letting the person who broke you watch you live your best life without them, that's the sweetest part.